Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 13th of January. It's probably around 7 o'clock now. It's 6:49 to be exactly. I've been in my tent for the last 13 or so hours, maybe 14 hours. The knee doesn't feel much better. I'm going to try it out. I'm pretty sure it's an overuse injury. I don't think I permanently damaged it or tore something. But it's hurting. The ankle is actually hurting even more now than when I went to sleep. But very, some of the things you don't see in the video, it's a long night. It's a long time to be in your tent with very little to do. I listened to some podcasts to pass the time, but you drift in and out of sleep. And honestly, I prepared, I thought, with cold gear, but honestly, just not prepared. It was in the 20s last night. And I'm just going to flip this one and show you. This is my food bag, and you can see there's frost on everything. My whole tent is covered with frost. So you can definitely see it was cold. My water did not freeze, so could have been too bad inside the tent. But you're just not able to... I got to turn around. I'm wearing gloves, and they're not working as well as they could be. You're just not able to generate enough heat in your sleeping bag to keep the sleeping bag warm enough with the onslaught from the cold outside. So definitely warmer than I've been in the past with this sleeping pad and my bag and even the liner, but it wasn't comfortable in any way. If I was actually to do this in this weather again, I'd probably buy another sleeping bag, one that's rated for even colder. Maybe like a 0-degree bag or even like a -5 or something, just to get that extra insulation. Because, as I've said, and I have the video and other people have said, a recommendation on the temperature is just that. It's not really the temperature you can go to. It's more like a survival rating. So my bag is a 20-degree bag. It was over 20 degrees last night. I have the liner in there. I wore some clothes, and you could still just feel the cold. Just anytime you touch the side of the bag or you move, you just feel the cold. Wherever your body is not at is cold. So I'm determining what I'm going to do. I'm waiting a little bit. I've got a lot of the condensation and frost. I'm probably just going to pack it up and start walking. And I'm going to see how the ankle and the knee do and then make a decision from there. I'm really disappointed about the physical problems. Personally, I know, like I say, at least you went out and tried, but it doesn't help. You stop from feeling, at least in my case, feel like a failure. So if I have to stop short, I don't know if I'll be able to walk the other 170 something miles to Cave Springs right now. I don't think that would be a possibility the way it's feeling just hobbling around camp here. I woke up, I went to the bathroom, and I got my food bag out, and I'm going to start packing up my gear and get moving. I slept a little extra to wait for the sun to come up, and hopefully it'll warm up a little bit, but it's not looking good for today, so we'll see what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and at least go the 2 miles or so to the road, and then I'll determine if I'm going to take a 0 day, see if I feel any better tomorrow, and start hiking again, or just call it. I'm not even sure what to do at this point. I'm honestly very confused. But I think that's what I'm probably going to do, is take a day to rest and maybe then start out again. I felt like I'd be able to do the 15 miles. I didn't think that was unreasonable. I've done it before on other trails, but I guess I trained a little bit better and I was more in shape. The last several months, there hasn't really been much training. So what I probably need to do is go back home and strengthen my knee and my ankle, but mostly the knee right now. I'm feeling pain. It's on the exterior, the outside of the knee, around the kneecap. So I'm assuming it's some sort of ligament or something that holds the kneecap in place. And it's probably just an overuse injury. But I don't want to tear anything. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I don't know if I tore something. but I'm not used to getting pain like that. And have had problems with this knee before in terms of hiking. Once or twice I've had either pain or discomfort, or I've had a Baker cyst behind it. So but considering my last 2-3 trips, I have had no issue. I didn't think it would be an issue anymore. I thought it was in the past, but I guess I was wrong. Okay, I'll check in a little later. One other thing I want to show you. This is the inside of the tent. There's obviously a lot of condensation. Just wanted to show you how cold it is. You can see that is ice that I just took off the inside of the tent. So it goes to show you how cold it is out here. So, okay, enough of that. Other than that, it was good. I survived. I'm ready for the next day. Obviously, you can tell I'm not on the trail. It's Wednesday afternoon. It's around 12:30 or so. I started hiking early, like around 7:30 or so. 7:30, something like that. And after doing about a half mile, I realized my knee was not feeling much better, but my ankle was really, really hurting me. Way worse than it was yesterday. And I didn't think it was a good idea to continue walking on either one. My knee has me more concerned, obviously, than my ankle, because I think it's just an overuse injury for the ankle. But the knee, I'm not so sure about. So I decided that I definitely was not going to be able to continue hiking in that condition to do long miles, or I think it was going to get worse. So I decided to take basically a 0 day, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I'm really confused, but now that I've had a little bit of time to process it, I think I've come up with a plan. So what I did was I contacted Nathan and arranged for a pickup at the roadway that was about 1.5 miles ahead. And Emily once again came out and picked me up and drove me back to the POC and my vehicle. I decided not to stay there because 2 reasons. One, staying there, I don't know if you have Wi-Fi or anything, and I wanted to charge up all my stuff. I feel a little better having the privacy and comfort of a hotel room where I don't feel bad if I turn the thermostat up. And more importantly, I wanted to find a place with a tub in it because I was really hoping to soak my knee and my ankle and getting them on the way to mending. I also figured I would go out and buy a small brace for my knee to help me continue hiking, if that's what I end up doing. So I did that. I went to town. I was able to get some coffee, some good breakfast, and I went to Walmart, picked up a knee brace, and then I went to a hotel, and I decided to go with the chain hotel in town, Holiday Inn, because the reviews were better. It's a little more expensive, but some of the hotels, the reviews were bad. Some of them were kind of sketchy, they said, or the rooms weren't clean, and I just figured let me go. Plus, I thought that I had a better opportunity to get in early, which I was correct with. So I was able to get a room. It's a double room, which I don't need. I'm by myself, but it has ample room. So if I want to set my equipment up and dry it out or open it up a little later, I have ample room to do that because there's 2 beds. And I've been known to do that before, the other bed with my equipment or even my tent set up to dry out. I'm not sure if I'm going to set up the tent though. I may just leave it, but I'll probably open up some of the other gear and let it dry out and then pack it up again later. It's now around 12:30, so I took a bath and I soaked my knee and my ankle for about 30 minutes or so. The water was really, really hot, which was good. Warmed me up, but also it helped relax those muscles in there. And my knee is feeling a little better and the ankle is feeling a little better. Thinking about letting them rest the rest of the day. I don't think I'll do anything else except maybe go out to get some food later on for dinner and probably just relax. And I'm going to see how I'm feeling later. I'm contemplating now. My immediate plan is to go back to the trail. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or the following day. And I think Cave Springs is going to be a little bit too far for me, distance-wise and pace-wise. I'd like to get to Heflin. It's about another 80-something miles to that, 80 or 90 miles. I know I can do that. If I can do the 15 miles a day, I would be there in about 6 days or so. But after tomorrow, obviously, because I stopped basically at mile 17.
and a half or 18, something like that. So tomorrow is the road walk. It's 12 miles of road walking. I could bypass that. I know a lot of people do. I'm contemplating doing that because I like completing the trail. I don't like skipping stuff. To me, that's not a through hike, even though this won't be. But what it would do, it would set me up to do miles later on in the year. When I come back, I can do, from the I can do from the northern terminus to different towns, and then go to Cave Spring, and then from Cave Springs to Heflin, which is about a 5-day walk or a 4-day walk if I'm in better shape and if I can keep up the mileage. There's a lot of ifs in there. So that's the first thing. If I feel like I'm not 100% tonight, what I may do is I could take another day here and then plan on hiking the next day. I can either go to the POC tomorrow and sleep there, overnight and get a start there, or just see if I could meet Emily there or whoever the shuttle driver is on, I guess, Thursday morning, and have them drop me off at the trail and start doing the hike. On the fence about doing the road walk, just because it is a road walk, but it's part of the trail. So to me, you don't pass them because you don't like that section. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to wait and see how I feel. I'll probably soak it again in a little while or later tonight. I'm probably going to go through my gear at some point. I have my pack sitting right there. Haven't really done much to it. I may try to lighten up a little bit and not taking some gear. The tripod that I'm using right now is probably some of that gear. I find it really, it's good to have, but I find it just extra weight and I don't need it. I generally handhold the phone because I'm carrying it in my pocket. When I pull it out, I don't want to stick it in to a mount. So I'll probably leave that, the mount, the stick pick, all that behind, and that'll drop me about another pound. Probably keep the food I have, although I probably could drop down a little bit on that too, but I'll probably end up keeping it just to be on the safe side. It's 6 p.m. on Wednesday evening, and I've been on the phone with my wife discussing up a couple of contingencies, and I've come up with a plan of action. I've decided that I'm going to take tomorrow off to let my ankle and my knee rest up a little bit more so I can be sure that I'm a little better off going back to the trail. I was going to go tomorrow morning, but being that my knee is kind of iffy, my ankle is definitely not good at all, but I felt like I could hike on it. But my knee does feel better. After getting a room, I was able to soak it in hot water, and it feels a little bit better. Definitely has more range of motion without pain, but it's not 100% yet. So I think it's better to wait rather than try and hike on it. However, the next 12 or 13 miles is mostly road walk, which is hard on your legs, but they're relatively easier in elevation change. So I feel like I can do them a little quickly, and it would be a good way to get back into the hike. So what I've decided on doing, and I've already contacted Nathan at the POC and arranged for a shuttle driver on Friday morning. So I'm going to take tomorrow off, and actually take tomorrow off and not go anywhere. I'll probably just go out for food from the room, but I won't resupply. I won't go to Walmart or do any shopping or anything, or go sightsee. I'll just pretty much rest, elevate my leg, and let it rest, and take some meds, and hopefully all those things combined will help me be ready to go continue my hike. I did have some down days built in, and I have time. I can definitely see a goal of reaching Heflin still in sight, and possibly Cave Springs if I'm able to stay healthy. If I can do 13 miles per day, I can easily meet Heflin in the time I have allotted. I could probably even slow down more, but that's going to be my basically immediate goal, is to get to Heflin, and then after that I will assess if I need to go on to Cave Springs or I need to cut my hike short, and plan on doing that when I return, hopefully in the fall, if I'm able to do that. So that's the plan that I have now. Had some issues with the room in terms of the heat in the room. This room was freezing. It was probably below 60. Finally got the heat straightened out. They had a maintenance guy come in. Got to say, I'm very happy that I stayed here. It's a Hilton, so it's a chain, and it's been very clean, and I'm pretty happy with the room, and I'm going to stay here another day. So that's a brief update. I don't want to go on too lengthy. I'm going to shed some weight. Like I said, I'm going to drop some stuff. I'm probably going to add 1 or 2 things in. I'm going to add some hand warmers so I can throw in my sleeping bag at night to radiate some heat and keep my feet warm. And that should help. Temperatures are supposed to warm up a little bit, like in the 50s to 40s over the next couple of days, 30s at night, and I think one day in the 20s. So I'm not really worried about that too much. I've already survived that. It does make it a little more comfortable the warmer it is, so I'm glad to hear that. With the hand warmers in the sleeping bag, I'm hoping that will mitigate some of that, but I know it's not a cure-all for that cold weather. So that's the update of what's going on. Maybe I'll post something brief tomorrow. Just my plans are ongoing. The good thing is now I can stay up late, repack my stuff, go through it, maybe make some decisions on dropping some weight, keeping or dropping stuff, and I can sleep late tomorrow and get some rest. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I appreciate. I've gotten a couple of emails. I appreciate them, the positive messages. I really appreciate it. I'm so amazed that people take time out of their day and interest in what I'm doing. And I feel like, we're doing it kind of together, that you're coming along with me. And I do feel that, I may be doing the hiking, but the fact that I know other people are watching and take an interest in it does motivate me to move on. So thank you so much with that. Okay? Till we meet again.